On this screen, we will let the user to make decision whether he wants to log in into the application or he wants to create an account. Just because I want to keep this screen responsive for every screen size, that is why I will not use hard-coded height and width for my main widgets, and we will get the size of the screen on a runtime, and we will adjust the height and width of widgets with the percentage of screen. So for that, let me store height and width of this screen, whatever screen you are using, into variable. So runtime, it will be able to detect the height of screen and it will adjust our views with respect to that height and width. So let's take height first. Double height media query dot of context dot size dot height. This way we get the height of screen on a runtime, and double width is equal to media query dot of context dot size dot width. And now we have height and width of screen, and now we can use this height and width to adjust our widgets on a screen. So I will remove this center widget from here, and instead I will take a column. And in the column, first of all, I need to decorate my whole screen. So I will wrap this column inside a container, and this container will have decoration, and inside decoration I'm gonna take image that I want to show on my background, and it will accept decoration image. And in the decoration image I will use asset image, and I already have assets in my assets directory, assets/images/bg.png. Also we need to give height and width to this container. So this is a main container, so I will give whole screen height to this container and whole screen width also. And let's see what we got. Okay, that's the view that we have on our screen. In the first widget inside the column is going to be the text. I will say welcome to Magic Diary, and I'm gonna give some style to this text, style, and font size is going to be 22, and font weight will be bold, and also the font color is going to be black. Okay, so let's see. Okay, here we have this text. I want to create some space between top and this text. So there are two ways you can use padding, and also you can use sized box, and make this sized box constant if you are using it for padding purpose or margin purpose. Just because whatever widget is constant in your UI, it will not re-render again and again, just because it's constant and it's never gonna change. So let's give it 100 height. Let's see, let's make it 60. Yeah, 60 is fine, I guess. Let me increase the size. Let's make it 28. Yeah, and I think 55 would be fine. Yeah, it looks good. So the next thing we need on here is expanded widget, and inside expanded I need column. Now why I'm using expanded on here, just because for the sake of responsiveness, what expanded widget does, if your text widget has height of 100, let's suppose, then rest of the space that widget will take, which is inside the expanded widget. So expanded widget expands itself, whatever space is left on your screen, the expanded widget will expand its children into that space. So that's why I'm using expanded on here. And inside the expanded I need a button. So just because we don't have a built-in button on here, so I'm going to decorate my own button on here, child, and child is going to be text, of course, and I will say login. And also this time I'm going to decorate this button, box decoration, and color. Color is going to be gray, and let's see. Yeah, we have very small button on here. Okay, let's decorate text. Color is going to be white, and font size will be font weight will be bold, and font size to 20, and height of button should be 50, and also the width of button should be it should take 9% of the whole screen. Now we have this button on here. We need to decorate more. Let's put it in center widget, and now go back into the box decoration and border radius. Circular, let's make it a 8, and now it's looking better. Now let's set the main axis alignment of this column to center, so this way whatever you have inside this column will be in center. Now I will copy this container. Let's copy it and put comma on here and paste it twice. Now we have 3 buttons on here like this, but these buttons should be separated from each other, so that's why I'm gonna use sized box on here, and it will be constant just because I'm using it for padding purpose. 5 would be enough space. Put it on here as well, and now we have these 3 buttons. Actually we don't need 3 buttons, we need 2, so I'll remove the last one. And here I will say sign up, and also now we want to make these buttons clickable. So there are 2 things. If you are using elevated button or some button widget, then you will get on pressed method automatically. Whatever you will write into that on pressed method will execute on that button click. But if you are creating a custom button, then you will have to make that button clickable. So to make any widget clickable, what we do, we wrap it with inkwell or gesture detector. Both are same. Inkwell has a little bit animation effect. I will show you that. Let's wrap first one with inkwell and the second one with gesture detector. So this way you will know the difference between both of these widgets. Here we have on tap method, which accepts an anonymous function. Whatever we will write on that function, that code will execute on tap. Here we also have on tap. Okay, so let me print something in this button click inkwell widget, and I'm gonna copy this print statement from here and I will paste it on here, put semicolon after it, and let's see. Now the login is wrapped inside inkwell and sign up is wrapped inside gesture detector. When I will click on sign up, you will see here we have inkwell widget. Okay, let me change it to gesture detector. Okay, so here we have gesture detector widget, but if I click on login, you will hear some sound of tap, and also there is a minor hover effect that will also be visible on screen. So both of these widgets are same. You can use any of these inkwell or gesture detector to make any widget clickable in Flutter. So okay, let's remove these print statements, and now on tap of login button we want to go to the login screen, and on tap of sign up button we want to go to the sign up screen. So I will navigate the user to login screen, and all here I'm gonna use, okay, I will use push just because if user mistakenly tapped on login button but he don't have an account, then maybe he would like to go back to the screen. So I will return login screen on here, but keep in mind that we don't have login screen for now, and I will have to create this screen, and we will see error on here, and put the semicolon on here and copy this code, and I'm gonna paste it on here also, and I will change this login screen to sign up screen. We don't have both of these screens, so let's create these screens and we will get rid of this error. Go inside view, inside screens, create another screen and name it sign up screen, and also we need another screen which is going to be login screen. Okay, so let's create this one first. And now let's go to sign up screen and create this one also. Okay, so now we have both of these screens, and now we just need to import the libraries and this error will be resolved. Okay, so now we have this screen also. Let's go and create our login screen. In the login screen, I need a column, And inside column I need one text, and for that I will copy this text that I'm using on here. Let's press Ctrl S, and now I will click on this login button and it should bring me to the login screen. So here we have the login screen. Again, here I want to use background image, so I will put this column inside container. I will decorate this container, this main container. Decoration image, and it takes an image. It's going to be an asset image. assets/images/bg.png. And now we need to assign height and width to this container. Again, we need to take height and width from media query. I will copy these two variables and I will paste these variables on here inside the build method, and I will assign height to height and width to width. Okay, so here we have similar looking login screen, and I will change this text to login to your diary, your magic diary. Again, I need size box on here, 55, that we already know is a perfect size. And now after this text here in the expanded widget, I need a form, and I'm gonna create multiple text fields into that form. And now form is a single child widget, but we need multiple text fields. We need multiple widgets inside the form. So how can we do that? I will take column inside this form widget, and this column will contain two text widgets and two text fields. Let me copy this text, and I will change the font size of this text later. And text form field, and also let's duplicate this one. Okay, so here I'm gonna say email, and I will change this to 12, font size to 12, and I will change its color also to white, and this one is also going to be white. Let's see, we need to set main axis alignment of our column. Okay, it looks better. And again, here we need a button. So we already created a button on here, this one, the gesture detector. I'm gonna copy this gesture detector, and here I will let you know how to create custom widgets. If you see here, we have a widgets folder. Create another Dart file inside this widget, name it global widgets, and create a class global widgets. And here I will paste and here I will create a function that returns a widget, and I will name it button. I will return that container from this function. Also, we need to import this color. Now we cannot write this code on here. I will cut this code from here, and also we don't have width on here. So what I will do, I will take parameters on here, required width, which is going to be double, and also I will take a function on tap. It's also going to be required. So in the on tap property, I will take this on tap parameter and I will write it on here. And also we need another parameter which is going to be string btn text, button text, and here I will call button text, and it's also going to be required. On tap, in the on tab we have on tab, in the button text we have button text. What is left is width, and we assign this width on here. Now let's go back to our login or sign up screen, and now I will remove this code from here, just because now we have our custom widget and we will call that widget on here. And before calling that widget, let's make it static and go back to login and sign up screen. And now we need to call global widgets dot button, and it will take width and on tap, and I will write this code inside on tap. It will bring me to the sign up screen, and button text is going to be sign up. And this way I will copy this button from here, and I will paste this button on here as well. just because now it's reusable button, so we don't need to create custom button again and again just because we have one reusable widget. And I will name it login. And now let's go back to our login screen, and I will paste that button on here as well. This login button will bring us to the home page. So we don't have a home page now. Let's leave this on tab empty. Later on we will create home page. And here I will say login, and that's it. We have one error. Let me see what we are doing wrong on here. It says this size box cannot be constant just because we don't have a comma on here. Let's run the application again. Okay, so here we have our login screen. Let me decorate it just because for now it's not looking that good. I will wrap this text inside a widget, align. And by using this widget we can align our widget however we want. There is a property alignment, and this way we can align into our screen. So I will say bottom center left, so it will bring whatever you have inside this align widget to the left. And this way I will do with this text. I will wrap it with align widget, and I will use alignment property to align this widget to the left, center left, and this way. Okay, now let me change this text to password. Okay, and again we need to create some space between text field and this text. That's going to be const size box. Not size, sized box. Here I'm gonna use height of 5. I will copy this size box and I will paste this between every text and text field. Now text field is separated from this label, and also here we need this size box, but this time its height will be 35. So this way we can create enough space between button and our text fields, or you can also make it 55 so it will look better. Okay, now I want to create some space from sides, from both sides. For that purpose I will give padding to my main container, symmetric horizontal 10. Okay, now whatever you have on your screen will be separated from sides with the padding of 10. And also here we have this picture. If you see, this picture is little bit separated from sides, so make sure it's fit on your background. So to make it fit, there is a property fit which takes boxFit.cover. If you make it boxFit.cover, then it will take all of the given space. And now let's decorate our text fields. There is a property decoration called input decoration, and here you will get hint text. I will write enter your email, and you will see a hint inside your text field. Also I will use a prefix icon, icons.email, and also you will be able to see an icon on here. And now let's copy this text field and paste it here, and this time I will say enter your password, and prefix icon will be changed to password. And if you want to make your password obscure, then there is also a property for suffix. I'm gonna use suffix icon on here, and I will use icon button. And this way you will get icon widget, and also you will get on pressed method. Here I will search for I, and also I will have on pressed method on here. And in this on press method we will do the programming that we need to make our password obscure on a runtime. So let's see how it looks. Perfect. And I think we should create more space between both text fields here. Both text fields are separated from each other and it looks good, but there is one thing that we are missing. If you click on this text fields, there are chances you can see an error. So better if you wrap your whole container with single child scroll view. just because whenever this keyboard will appear, there are chances if your screen is too small, then you will see overflow error. But if you are using single child scroll view, then whenever this keyboard will appear, your screen will be scrollable. So this way you can handle this error. Okay, so now we have this screen, login screen. Okay, so now let's create my home page. Another screen, it's going to be home page, and let's create it. And I'm gonna change this container to scaffold, and body. Inside body, I'm gonna take center widget and text, and I will say home page. Okay, so here we have a home page. Now let's complete this login screen, just because it's not completed yet. And on the button, I will say navigator.offContext.push replacement, just because if the user is logged into the application, he's not gonna see the login screen again until and unless logs out. Okay, so it's completed. Let me click on this login button and we will go back to the home page. Let me run this application again, just because I want to see the login page again. Okay, so now let me complete this text fields, and to handle the text inside the text field on a runtime, we need text editing controllers. Just because we have two text fields on this screen, I will create two text editing controllers. First one is going to be email controller, and its data type is going to be text editing controller, and I will duplicate it, and this one will be password controller. And I'm just declaring these controllers on here. I'm not initializing these controllers. I will initialize these controllers inside the init state. That's why I'm using this late keyword. This late keywords means that I'm promising that I will initialize these variables later. So I will initialize these variables in the init state, just because whenever you will open this screen, the first method that is going to run is your init state. So in the init state, we will initialize these controllers this way. And let me initialize the password controller also. And once you have initialized your controller, it is mandatory to dispose the controllers also, just because if you will not dispose these controllers, they will keep alive in your memory even after closing the screen. So whenever we will close the screen, we need to dispose these controller inside this dispose method that I just overrided. So email controller dot dispose, and just like that I will dispose password controller as well. And now just assign these controller to your text fields. This is email text field. You will get controller property on here. I will assign email controller to this email text field, and I will assign password controller to this password text field. And now we can control the text inside these text fields. Okay, so the next process is going to be the validation, and to do the validation, I need a global key to uniquely identify my form. So I'm gonna take a global key on here of form state. I will name it form key, and I will initialize this global key on here. Again, form state, and I will assign this form key to my form. There you will get the property key, and this way we will assign this form global key to this form, and this way we can uniquely identify this form, and we can apply validation to this form that if the user is entering correct details, then we will send the user to another screen. If the user has entered incorrect details, then we will ask the user to please enter valid information. And now inside the text field, you will get this property validator, which expects a value which is written inside the text field. And here I will check if value dot contains, just because it's email, email always contain @ I will check on here if email contains @, but if it doesn't contain @, then put this exclamation mark on here. It means not. If value does not contain @, and we have an error on here just because it says that value cannot be null, so we will put this exclamation mark after the value. It means that value cannot be null, and this indicates not, that if we are going to check that something is not, like value does not contain @, then that's why I'm putting this exclamation mark in the start. So if value does not contain @, then return please enter valid email, and just like that I will copy this validator property from here and I will paste it inside this text form field, and this time we will check if value.length is less than 8. This way I will be able to check that whatever user is writing inside the text field is greater than 8 digits or less than 8 digits. This way we can ask the user, please enter a password which must be greater than 8 digits. So I will say password must be greater than 8 digits. So if password's length is less than 8 digits, then we will display this message on screen. And here in the on tab, I will not send directly user to the home page. I will put this code inside a condition. Here I will say form key dot current state dot validate, which means if current state of a form is validate, which form will have this form key, this line will check that specific form is validate or not. So if it's validate, then I will send user to the home page. Otherwise, I will display a message on a screen in a form of snack bar. And also if you want to show snack bar on a screen, then that's the way. Scaffold messenger.offContext.show snack bar. Here you will get this snack bar. In the content, I'm gonna take text, and inside this text I will say please provide correct credentials, or whatever message you want to display on your screen. Okay, so now we are done with the validation. Let's check this out. I'm running the application again. From here I will click on login, and here I'm gonna write any wrong email. And also we need to make the text written inside the text field, it should be white. So let me go back to the text field, password text field. Here you will get a property style which accepts text style, and just change the color to white, and do the same for the password text field. And let me refresh that. Okay, so I'm entering wrong email and wrong password. So when I click on login, you will see this error on screen. Please enter correct email and password must be greater than 8 digits. Now let me put valid email abc@gmail.com. This time you will not see this email error just because we are writing correct email which contains @, but password is not greater than 8 digits. So you will see still you will see error on the password field, but you will not see password error on the email field. Okay, so let me enter the correct password also. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now password has length of 8 digits, so we are not getting any error, and we are navigating to the home page.